And we're live this morning. Early comp, nice small comp today. Just to introduce your commentators today, my name is Riley. I won a national title in a different federation, and then I got my ass handed to me at nationals this year, so I know what powerlifting looks like when it goes well, and I definitely know what it looks like when it goes bad. And my co-host is?
Nikki competed at nationals recently. Took the deadlift record as well.
Holy.
Yeah.
Very good. This will be much smaller scale than nationals.
Yeah.
We have a wide spread of athletes today. We have some under 63 women's, and we go all the way up to 120 plus men's. AJ is a teammate of mine, big squatter. And so the spotters and loaders are going to have a big day, moving a lot of plates.
The bar is loaded for the Sky and
Sky's coming out first. Opener of 112.5. Should be a comfortable opener. Also one of my teammates. So hope she smokes it. Ooh. Oh, looks like we're having an opener change off the bat. Good start. Take two. Bit of a grinder for an opener, but definitely 3 white lights. She's absolutely sunk that. We have Anastasia coming out. She's our lightest lifter today at 60, weighing in at 61.3 kilos. And also one of my teammates. She's actually flown in from New South Wales. She's in the military down there. And being in the military is very hard to keep up with powerlifting, keep up with training, but she somehow managed to fit in a flight to a different state. So opening at 1:15. Should hop up on the screen in a second. Hasn't popped up on the screen just yet. Little bit slow for an opener, but pretty good. I think her comp best from memory is around the early 120s. So we might see a PR out of Anastasia today. Still not showing up on the screen. Okay, technical issues fixed. Going to 120 for a second attempt.
It's very close to her PB.
Very close. Very close to her PB. couldn't imagine making progress in squat while being in the military.
Oh, I know.
She has to ruck every morning and get up early. Screw that.
Imagine the back issues.
We have Anna. Anna coming out for also 115. She's under 69.
Very strong walkout.
Confident. Buries it.
Very smooth.
Comfortable opener. Very good. What do you think she's going to jump to? I reckon 120 as well.
Yeah, maybe 120.
You don't know, the lifters have 1 minute after they've completed a lift to get their second attempts in. After that, it will be automatically bumped up by 2.5 kilos. Unless the lifter missed a lift, in which case it stays the same. We have Catherine coming out now. Also one of my teammates for a 125 opener. Ooh. Very narrow grip. Oh, my shoulders couldn't do that.
Oh, mine can. I understand it.
Oh, lovely.
Perfect opener.
3 white lights. Smashed it. Now we switch to our blokes. The men. William coming out for a 125 opener. He's looks to be an 83 kilo lifter. Weighed in at around 79 kilos. Pretty light for the weight class.
Yeah.
We see that at local comps a lot more. Especially, I don't know if it's his first comp, especially if it's your first comp, there's no use making a massive cut. I've made that mistake.
Yeah, me too.
What weight class are you in?
52.
52s. Wow.
Yeah. At nationals, I weighed in at 49.9.
So you're light for the weight class too.
Yes, very.
Here's Will. The screen's not showing his numbers. It's we're having some technical difficulties on the other side, but wow,
Very quick.
super snappy. Holy moly! I didn't look down the list far enough. Hannah's coming out for a 160 opener.
Oh my.
What weight class is she? She looks to be a 69 kilo lifter. Wow, that's a massive opener.
I'm keen to see her third squat today.
I think Hannah's also head refed one of the comps that I was at. Very involved in the sport. A little bit longer setup. Some lifters need that to lock in. Confident walkout. Yeah, that's a lovely opener.
That was very smooth.
Definitely a good lift. She buried that. And Nathaniel, also one of my teammates. Most of the lifters here are on my team. This man, absolute buzzer beater. He rocked up for weigh-ins 10 minutes before they close. If you don't know, we do 2-hour weigh-ins in APA. And you get an hour and a half from the start of that time to weigh in. And if you miss that weigh-in time, you don't compete. And he got it by 10 minutes. Thankfully, he doesn't cut very far. He came in on weight. He had a nice breakfast. Opening at 195.
It's heavy.
Big opener. Not the heaviest today, though. Looks like his singlet's seen some better days. Pause squat.
Oh,
He paused that so long.
he did. If I pause for that long on my pause squats, my coach would be very happy.
Oh, man. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, my coach just figured out if he wants me to do 2-second pause squats, he's got to put 4 seconds on it. Igor coming out now for a 210 opener. He looks to be a 93 lifter. Yeah, 93. Lovely opener.
Very smooth.
And next up is the big man himself, our heaviest competitor today, weighing in at 128.2. He's a 120 plus lifter. He's just strong as hell. Opening at 260. You can see him in the back there in the orange, just getting locked in, staring down the bar. It's a menacing figure in the background.
He's ready. He's ready for it.
This is AJ's first comp as well. He blew his knee apart at the start of the year, so to go from blowing his knee to pieces to squatting 260 in about 6 months is crazy work.
Very impressive.
Wow. Wow.
That was super snappy.
He smoked that. He smoked that. That's nuts. And we're back to the start of the list. For second attempts, Skyer going for a 115. Her opener was pretty hard work.
Yeah.
I wonder why. I don't think she cut much at all. Most of the lifters today didn't cut much. Obviously, Hannah being such an elite lifter, she obviously cuts down into the weight class, and she hit that number right on the head. 69 kilo lifter weighing in at 69.00. As close as you can take it. Yeah, everyone else seemed to come in around about just walking up at whatever weight they are. You know what? Moved about the same as our opener, to be honest.
I'd say it moved just a tad quicker.
Quite possibly. So sorry, guys, we don't have the lights showing up on the live stream. She did get that lift, obviously. It was about the same as our opener. Anastasia coming out now for 120. I thought that's the jump sheet, mate.
Yeah, that was.
On the money. Is she a high bar squatter? Oh, no.
It's like medium bar.
Yeah, somewhere in between. Wow.
She's got so much more in her.
That's about what you want a second attempt to look like as well.
Yeah.
just enough to know what you have on the day, but not too much that you're gonna ruin your top end. I reckon they'll go for, knowing Chris, and I do know Chris, the coach, he's probably going to go for 122.5 if I had to guess, where we definitely prefer to make attempts than make big jumps with Chris. Anna coming out for 122.5. That'll be a no lift, unfortunately. Even if she had got that, the downward movement is a red light in powerlifting.
I didn't know you could get red lighted for that.
For downward movement?
Yeah.
Oh, ask me how I know.
How do you know?
I've been red lighted twice for downward movement. First time I hit 140 in comp with another federation. Downward movement, locked it out confidently, still got a red light.
Oh my.
Yeah. Catherine coming out for 132.5. Should smoke this. I think I have an identical A7 get up as her. I think I have purple wrist wraps, and that's the only difference. I've got the pink sleeves and the purple suit. It's a good setup.
It makes you stand out as well.
I wish I had the blue hair, but I actually have no hair.
You could always dye the beard blue.
I could definitely dye the beard. Wow.
Super snappy for a second attempt.
Yeah, it looked the same as her opener. For a 7.5 kilo jump, I think it was, yeah. That moved really good. I reckon she's probably good for around 140, if not 142.
Yeah.
I don't know if they'll jump for 142, but 140 I think's on the cards.
I'd say so.
We have William coming out now for 135. Made a 10 kilo jump off his second attempt. Probably a good call. And the bar is loaded. He smoked that.
Oh,
That
you
was,
did.
that was a beautiful squat.
That was perfect.
I reckon they'll do another 10 kilo jump on that.
Yeah, I'd say so.
My word, Hannah is strong. She's come out for another 10 kilo jump at 170. 170 kilo squat on her second attempt is a 69 kilo. Pretty nuts.
That is very nuts. She is very locked in.
Probably see another long setup. When you're lifting these heavy weights, you want the setup to be the same every time.
Yeah.
If it feels a little bit off, you'll find that some people will readjust. They may even lift off the bar and then reset their squat altogether. They get a full minute to complete the squat. Well, a full minute to get the call, actually. What do you think she'll jump to? I'm thinking 177 and a half.
75, 77.
You reckon? Yep. I'm going to check what the record is. That's got to be close to the record for the national record. That's a nasty squat. That's
Yeah.
that's spastic. Just searching up the record now. The squat is 187.5.
Oh wow.
So Hannah currently on the rankings. Oh wow, this is a massive PR for her. Her comp best was 157.5 before this comp. So she's made nasty progress on
Oh
that
my.
squat. That'll shoot her up to top 10, definitely top 5 squatters in the country if she gets 177, which is always awesome.
That is very impressive.
Nathan coming out for 205. 10 kilo jump from his opener. That's a good call. Once again, a real buzzer beater for Wayne, and he nearly missed the comp altogether. Another pause squat.
Oh my. I think he likes them.
Yeah. I couldn't imagine. I couldn't imagine pausing every top squat. That'd destroy me. Igor coming out for 225. I reckon that's a good choice. A 15 kilo jump at around those low 200 kilo ranges is what we'd expect.
Yeah.
Bars loaded, let's go.
We love seeing a perfect stack of red plates plus a collar. Find those in the 125 because the collars in powerlifting weigh 2.5 kilos on their own.
That was a beautiful second attempt.
That's what you want it to look like. May I say, what a nice sleeve on him too. Love some tattoos.
Oh yeah.
AJ is up next.
And big AJ. Speaking of perfect reds, we just slapped 2 reds on that last one. Perfect. No little plates. Just nice to look at, I reckon. 5 reds and a collar.
It's very aesthetic.
Once again, just a big menacing orange figure in the background, staring at that bar.
Bars loaded.
Yeah, you just stand next to him too. I think he's like 19 years old. He's so large.
No way.
Yeah,
No way.
yeah, he's massive.
Oh my god.
Making a lot of noise. Nothing wrong with that. What
Oh
the?
my god.
Oh my god.
That was a successful lift. Very good.
Clearly 3 white lights. Holy.
I think he needs a few more reds on there. That
You reckon they go 6 reds? I reckon they did a 15 kilo jump. Oh, they've already beat me to it. They put in 290 for his third attempt. That's spastic.
Oh my god.
Big workout for our spotters and loaders, dropping that right the way back down. Sky coming out for 117.5. That's about the jump that I expected. Hopefully she smokes this.
Bars loaded.
And the bar is loaded for Sky. Push. Nah, didn't have it today. They did open quite heavy for her. Speaking of perfect reds, again,
Oh my.
we have 2 reds and the collar for Anastasia. I reckon she's going to smoke this. I think it'll move about the same as her second attempt.
Yeah, I reckon she's got this.
Coming out much more intense than her opener and second attempt. Definitely wants this squat. Perfect third attempt. She didn't have a kilo more on that.
I know.
Surely 3 whites. I don't think there was downward movement.
Yeah, that was.
Yep. She got that.
Now
Def-
she was the one in the military, yeah?
Yeah.
Ah. It explains why she can grind out a squat.
Yeah. Might be a bit harder not getting screamed at to do it though.
Yeah, probably.
Needs someone in full camo. Just screaming at her. Anyway. Anna, all's coming out for the same squat. 125. It's always nice to hit a new PB. Comfortable.
Okay, Catherine is up next. 137.5 kilos. 5 kilos in here for her.
Guess I was wrong with this one. I thought 140, but 137 is definitely a smarter move.
Probably.
Bar is loaded.
Quite often you find the best power lifter isn't always the strongest. It's the one that can make the attempts.
I'd say so. Almost a bit too easy for a third.
I stand by my 140. She definitely had that 140, but
Girls are done with their squat. You can go for the rest. Get ready for bench. Boys up now. We've got Will with 150 kilos.
up to 150 for Will. I think this is Will's first comp. So going 3 for 3 on squat at his first comp would be an absolute win. I definitely did not go 3 for 3 at my first comp.
Oh, really?
No, dude.
Oh, wow.
I'm horrible at making attempts.
Pretty sure at my first comp, I went 9 for 9, but.
Damn, I think I went 6 for 9.
Oh, my.
Went 6 for 9 at nationals too. Lovely second, third. Lovely third.
That was very nice.
Yeah, he probably had a couple more kilos on that, but
Yeah, I was thinking
definitely
that.
for your first comp, it's going 3 for 3 on squat's a lovely feeling.
Oh, yeah.
Oh wow! I thought Hannah would go for a 7.5. She's gone for another 10 kilos, 180.
Very impressive. And the record was 187.5?
Yeah.
Very
sh-
close.
So if she gets this, she will have the 5th or 4th matched 4th best squat in the country for this weight class.
That is very impressive.
Long setup as we've seen before. Need to get that setup absolutely right when lifting lots of weight. Bit wobbly on the walkout, but I think she'll smoke it.
The bar is quite low, or is it just me?
No, that's a really low bar squat.
That's impressive.
Wow. That was a beautiful squat, really.
That was really good.
That moved the same as her opener. That's a massive PR. She hit her PR before this comp was 157, and she opened heavier than that. That's amazing progress.
That is, whoever her coach is, he's doing some magic spells or something, because that's just insane.
And then we have to move the bar so much higher, so much higher to go to big Nat. 215 for his third. You reckon he'll pause this one for as long as the second?
Well, let's hope not. But
There are some big squatters that go to Worlds that do like to pause their squats. I don't understand it, but if it works for them, it works.
reckon it's just like a checking for depth sort of thing.
Yeah, it might be mental. Moved about the same as his opener. He probably had a clean 4 reds, to be honest.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so.
3 white lights on that one.
Did he pause it?
I don't even remember. Didn't even take notice. I don't think he did. I think he definitely. Some people do like to take their opener a bit slower just to make sure they hit depth, because the last thing you want to do is miss your opener. Ask me how I know. I've made every mistake you could possibly make, guys. Eagle coming out for 235. Massive squat for a 93. Good third attempt. He's quite happy with that lift too. That must have been a PR for him.
That was very smooth.
And the big man. Big AJ coming out for 290.
He is a menace.
The big squat. Just trying to look at the record for this. It can't be much more than 300, the record. Oh, it is much more than 300. That's my bad. Sorry, AJ. The current record is 340, but the second best squat and third best squat is 305. But they're much, much heavier in body weight than AJ. Need all of the spotters out and about.
Alright, bar is loaded. Let's get this. Come on, AJ.
Hopefully the spotters won't have to get involved. This is a big, big ask for 5 spotters. Making lots of noise. My God. How good.
He could have went 300, 297 possibly.
Yeah, quite possibly. That 290, this is his first comp.
Are you serious?
Yeah, this is his first
my.
comp. He's an absolute. He has been training for 7 years, so he's definitely well trained,
Yeah.
and he knows what lifting heavy feels like.
But competing's just a whole
Oh man,
different thing.
it's different. And lucky him, he doesn't have to cut at all anyway. Being a super heavy at 120
Yeah.
plus, you could have a nice big breakfast before you come to weigh-ins. We don't get that luxury. How far do you usually cut?
I don't cut at all.
Oh yeah, we're done with squats now. That'll be a 20-minute break, guys. We'll be back with bench very soon. And we are back for bench. Catherine opening us up with a 57.5 attempt, and the bar is loaded.
Very smooth opener.
Lovely opener. Got all the calls. If you don't know, bench has the most calls out of any of the lifts. We have a start command after you've unracked the bar. Once the bar has stopped moving on your chest, you get a press command, and then you get a rack command.
It is probably the longest calls you will ever get.
Oh man. Thankfully, our head ref, today is very experienced, and she's very good with the bench calls. Sky opening up at 62.5.
And that was a good lift. You're officially tuning in today. We are live streaming the event. If you want to go back and watch it on YouTube later, the shits and giggles, it will be there. Just go to the Performotion YouTube channel and you will find it there.
You put the plates on the wrong way. That's blasphemy in powerlifting.
He's just committed a crime.
He has. I wonder what the hold up there was.
And we are now ready for Anna with 72 and a half.
The bar is loaded though now. 72 and a
No,
half
not just yet.
for Anna. No, actually.
Bar is loaded.
Now it's loaded. No lift off. I couldn't possibly. Do you get a lift off?
No.
Wow.
I feel like it just throws me off.
A bad lift off can definitely throw me off, but my shoulders aren't nearly strong enough to lift off my own weight.
Very smooth opener.
But lovely opener.
We have three right up. Next will be Cassandra with 75 kilos. Bar is loaded.
Anastasia coming out for 75 kilo bench. I actually scouted Anastasia at my local gym for my coach. I just saw this relatively tiny girl flogging 80 kilos on bench, and I was like, "Excuse me, do you do powerlifting?" She goes, "No, but I want to." I just immediately put her through to my coach. Got a free week of training out of it.
Oh my. Bit of a grinder for
A little
an
bit
opener.
slow, yeah.
Nice work.
However, I wouldn't worry about the shakiness though, because I shake like a leaf on my
Oh.
openers.
Me too. Even on the lightest weight. It will look
Yeah.
like I'm doing some sort of chicken movement.
Yeah, anything above 100 kilos for me, man, my elbows are not still at all. They're vibrating. But from memory, I think Anastasia is a bit of a slow bencher. I think they've gone for a 2.5 kilo jump, so maybe she'll match 80, which I think is her comp best, or maybe she missed 80. Getting his wrap sorted. in APA, you also have to have your, the only thing you're allowed to adjust on the platform is your belt. The wraps have to be sorted before we get onto the platform.
I actually had no idea about that.
God, it's nice to see some fast press commands.
I know.
Oh, such a nice feeling. I've had some savage calls before where you're doing a pause bench, you're stuck at the bottom for so long, it just ruins your bench. That's why, yeah, very qualified head ref is super important, especially on bench. Hannah, Hannah's coming out for a 102.5.
Oh my.
I think the bloody record's only 10 to 15 kilos behind this, which she can make in 3 attempts, I think.
I reckon.
Behind it, sorry, in front of it. Self lift off again.
It's quite common, I'd say.
Yeah.
That was a perfect opener.
The current bench record is 106.5. Oh, no, that's for juniors, sorry. Let me sort this out. 110.5 by Brittany. Hannah has 106, is her comp best. I think she's going to smoke that today. She might even walk away with an unofficial national record if we're lucky. Don't want to jinx it, but sadly, she won't be able to take the national record at a local comp. She has to go to nationals to get a national record, but you can take an unofficial record. It'll be there on the on open powerlifting. Be there at the top of the list. Big Nat opening at 107.5. I think this is Nathan's first comp as well. So he did pretty good to go 3 for 3 on squats. Not a lot of missed attempts so far for a local comp. We usually see a lot more reds on that screen, especially when I'm there.
Oh. It's got a very high arch.
Mm. Very smooth bench. That's what you want for your first comp. You definitely want to get that first bench on the board. It's the easiest to get wrong. It really is.
Have you gotten it wrong before?
Yes.
That's why.
Many a time. Many a time. I haven't jumped any commands though. I'm very proud of that, but I've messed up every other way you could possibly think.
I think I've only ever jumped the rack command.
That is the easiest one to jump. Oh, and the press command. You find that pretty common as well.
Oh, really?
I mean, a lot of people think about the press command pretty hard, but once the lift is done, they sort of blank out and they're like, oh, sweet, I'm done. I'm going to rack the bar now. And then
Yeah.
halfway through racking it, you hear rack and you're like, oh, no, I've lost it.
I actually done that at nationals, but I racked just as they said it. So I was very lucky.
Oh, so you got a generous call on that one?
Yes,
Yeah,
I
nice. Igor coming out for 127.5. Get a better view of that sleeve. It's pretty cool. What's he got? An eagle on there?
I can't see that far.
Smooth. And AJ opening at 155. I think they dropped that from, I think they were going to open at 160 something. Apparently his deadlift open is 50 kilos. I think that's an error. If we go to the scoreboard, we can see all the attempts there. Apparently his opener is 50 kilos. I don't think that's the case.
Maybe he just doesn't like deadlifting that much.
No. His deadlift is, from memory, his deadlift's really close to his squat because he's a conventional puller. You find that with the big boys. The squat, having all that extra mass on the legs means, sometimes their squat will even be more than their deadlift. He's so large. And yeah, I checked with his mother. I think he is 19, about to be 20. Ridiculous. Getting a lift off. You've got to be like the first one, surely. I haven't really been paying that much attention to the lift-offs.
No, he would not be the first one.
Oh, never mind. Big rack height too. Nice short handout. Wow,
That was the quickest bench I've ever seen.
that was lightning. They could probably wouldn't be able to do a push-up that quick.
RPE 5.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
And we're back up to our second pair of benches. We have Catherine.
That was a nasty bench. I think they're aiming for around 170 today for him, which is a big bench.
See, I want to deadlift that one day.
Yeah, absolutely. What is your deadlift? You said you had the deadlift record, right?
Yeah, at nationals I hit 161.
57, wasn't it?
52.
52. Wow. Wow, that's nasty work.
It's my long arms.
Yeah, always. I've got pretty long arms too. I make up for it with a big dirty arch.
Oh yeah, me too.
Yeah, big cheater on bench. Definitely want to move that bar as little as possible, to be honest. We're very lazy, us powerlifters. Catherine coming out for a second attempt at 60 kilos. Should smoke this. 57 moved pretty nice. Also has her hands, lovely second attempt, also has her hands at the actual limit. So if you don't know, a few years ago, people were really unhappy with how much the arches in bench were affecting the records, and it was basically down to who could bend the most with who had the record. So they definitely fixed that a bit by introducing a bench depth rule, and also there is a limit to how wide you can have your hands, and it's I don't know if you can see it on the video, but there is a single ring instead of two rings on powerlifting bars, and you can't have your hands wider than those rings. So I'm also a limit bencher. I have my hands as wide as I can possibly go.
Yeah, me too.
And Catherine did that as well. She had very nice wide grip, trying to get the most out of the
I
out of
feel
the
as
bench.
if most of these lifters actually do have their hands like just on the ring.
Having a wide bench is pretty common. I think Sky here had her middle finger on the ring. Ooh, that might have had some downward movement on it.
That was successful. We're waiting on the second lift breaker.
I think we're waiting on the. There's no lift, yeah. Look, it happens. It happens. I think she's got it if she locks in pretty hard for the
Yeah.
reattempts that for her third. I don't think she had much more than 65 anyway, based off to her opener, but I think she's definitely got a good shot to reattempt that and make it. Anastasia coming out for 77. Yeah, I figured they'd make a 2.5 kilo jump. My coached by Chris Adaptive on Instagram. He's coaching most of the lifters here today. 5 out of the 9. And yeah, he likes to make small jumps, in the attempts. So probably going to go for 77, and then if I had to guess, probably 80 kilos. I think that moved better than our opener, to be honest.
I think she could have added more for a second.
Yeah, for sure. So I think they're definitely going to go for 80. Yeah, that was a good-looking bench.
That was perfect.
What's your best bench?
Oh. Well, in comp, I think it's 57,
Mm-hmm.
and my training PB is 65.
65.
I've got this third bench curse in comps.
Yeah. Anna coming out for us. Also keeping 77.5 on the bar for Anna. She opened a bit lighter than Anastasia though. 5 kilo jump from her first to her second. Wow. I reckon she's got another 5 in her, to be honest.
Yeah, I'd say so.
We have one now with 85 kilos on the bar.
85 for William.
Bar is loaded.
And the bar is loaded. A little bit slow, but not too bad for a second attempt.
Yeah.
Thought I'd mention as well, one of our refs, the right side ref, I don't know, she's sort of hidden on camera, Rachel. She actually represented Australia at Bench Worlds this year, bloody 2 weeks ago, I think.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. Also coached by Chris. So Here we go, Hannah. When I walked in this morning, Hannah was on the treadmill, fully covered up and spitting to
my.
drop that weight, and she definitely hit it on the head. 69 kilo weight class, weighed in at 69. $105. This is just below the record.
What was the record again?
106.5, I think. Wow,
She's got it.
that's a lovely
She's
bench.
definitely got it.
Oh no, my bad. 106.5 is the second best bench. The best bench is 110.5.
Ah, I
I don't think that she's allowed to take any. So in powerlifting, you have to make attempts on 2.5 kilo increments unless you're going for a record. That's why we end up with these 110.5 because you can use the fractional tiny little plates. We call them chips. But I don't think we have those at these comps. Nat attempting 112.5.
No wrist wraps.
No. About the same as his opener.
That was beautiful.
Hmm.
And that was a successful move from Nathaniel. Coming up next is Igor with 135 kilos.
Igor, 135 for a second attempt. I reckon he'll smoke this.
Bar is loaded.
And the bar is loaded.
He doesn't have wrist wraps as well.
Yeah, this is wild. I can't bench without wrist wraps.
Yeah, me neither.
I had a massive problem with it actually. I destroyed my wrist squatting with my my low bars really low, and I've squished the cartilage out of my wrists.
Oh my god.
So I have to run my wrist wraps pretty tight, otherwise I literally can't bench or squat. Nice second attempt.
Yeah, that was perfect.
Reckon he's good for 140. Sadly, it won't be 3 blues like it is in a commercial gym usually,
Yeah.
but we can go with the 2 reds, a white, a black, and the collars. I think is 140. It's not nice to look at in powerlifting, sadly. And big AJ coming out for 165. He looks a little bit more relaxed this time than his opener. Never mind. I take that back.
Never mind.
Also, no wrist wraps. Yeah, that's insane. I can't. No.
I think my wrist would just snap.
We got Dave lifting off this time. He is actually the the meet director for this meet. Wow. We have the head ref sort of blocking the camera there. She's hopping up because just the way the comp's set up, she can't see the side refs once we need all of the spotters in. So she's popped up so she can see them because all the two side refs have to say yes, that everything is stable and the butt is down and the feet are planted for the start command to be given. So they put their hands down and then the head ref will say start. And then it's up to the head ref's discretion whether the bar has stopped moving at the bottom, and then they will give the press command. Yeah, that's why she's up, and for AJ, because it's hard to see the side refs just with the setup we've got here.
I was a bit confused as to why she got up, but thanks for explaining.
Well, I hope I'm right with that. I could just be talking out of my ass, to be honest. I think that's what it was. Catherine, coming up for 62.5. I think that's a good call.
Her nails match her wrist wraps.
Matchy. And the knee sleeves, but she doesn't have them on. Yep,
That's
good
very
call.
smooth.
Good call for sure. She may have had a little bit more, but hindsight doesn't make attempts.
Now she's trying 65 kilos again. Hopefully we can get it this go. We're going to have
Here we go, Sky re-attempting 65. She had a whole heap of downward movement on that one. And hopefully she can smoke this.
Bar's loaded.
And the bar is loaded. Got eerily quiet.
I know, I'm scared.
Come on. That's it. That's what we want it to look like.
That was a good lift.
Good lift for sure. She smashed that.
For her third attempt with 80
Anastasia coming out for 80 kilos. This is quite a big bench for a 63, which is what I spotted her doing. That's why,
loaded.
that's why I threw it towards my coach. This is a lovely bench for a 63, absolutely. Hyping herself up, getting in the zone. Also crazy how strong her bench is, given she has such long arms.
I reckon she's good at deadlifting.
Wow. That was on the money. Probably
That was
didn't have much
perfect.
more than that.
That is a good lift. Up next is her with 82.5 kilos. For her third and final bench attempt.
But yeah, such long arms. And yeah, that bar has to move so far. Her bench moves further than mine. And I've got about 20 kilos on her.
Bar's loaded.
And they're coming out for 82.5. It's a very good bench.
That was a good lift.
I'd say that was almost as quick as a second.
Yeah, absolutely. Very consistent speed too. She doesn't seem to have any sticking points, which is always good to see on bench. Makes programming easy if you've got no sticking points.
Yeah, I wish that was me.
Yeah,
Bar's
same.
loaded.
Big Will coming out for 90 kilos. 83 lifter. nice long setup. I have quite a long setup on bench as well. Not today. It happens.
Yeah, it happens.
Have you missed a bench in comp? Oh yeah, you'd already told us. Yeah, you have the third attempt curse. Yeah, I went 1 for 3 at nationals on bench.
1 for 3.
Yeah, I injured my back.
How did you manage that?
I was a bit silly. I front racked 70 kilos a week before and like fell backwards and just split my back in half basically. So had to compete at nationals, travel the state, and yeah, my bench copped it the worst because I'm a big archer.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I went 1 for 3. Opened to move good, went for my second, and it just my back just folded in half basically. I had nothing. We go Hannah attempting 0.5 kilos below the national record, which is that's awesome. That's a massive bench.
I think the chair's in the way, I'm not too sure.
Bars loaded.
Oh, right. She has zero weakness socks on.
Hey, I train there.
You train at zero?
Yeah.
How come you're not an APL lifter?
I used to be, but
Same. I moved.
I wanted to go to Worlds.
Same, yeah. Oh, wow. She's given it. She absolutely gave that, but that right arm was so stubborn.
I know.
She must be a lefty.
Yeah, I assume so.
Yeah.
117.5 kilos for this third and final bench attempt.
Reckon you can convince Tom to open up a zero weakness in Toowoomba? I need a combo rack in the city, man.
Okay, bar is loaded.
Nat coming out for 117.5. I think his training best is around 120 or 125. What a massive arch. I wish I could arch that far. Wow.
Oh. Huh.
Very nice.
Moved about the same as his second attempt. All of his attempt moves is about the same.
Is this his first comp or?
I think so, yeah.
We go up now with his final bench of 140 kilos.
140, exactly what I thought. And I was right, yeah. 2 reds, a white, a black, and the collars. Not nearly as nice to look at as 3 blues, but it is the same weight.
Bar is loaded.
No wrist wraps. I've not seen a lot of wrist wraps.
It just hurts to watch.
Hurts to do more than anything. Ooh. Tell you what, a kilo below that, I reckon he could have ground through that sticking
Yeah,
point. But
definitely.
here we go, big AJ coming out for 170. Based off that 165, I think he has a bit more, but Chris is known for taking more conservative, consistent jumps. We don't like to see missed lifts on Team Adaptive.
Bar is loaded.
Very noisy lifter, this one.
I mean, if I was lifting that much, it'd be very explainable.
Wow, the last little bit of that lockout seems a bit tough.
I know.
Just the last like inch of that bench is a little slower, but that flew off his chest. Absolutely flew off his chest. He's gonna,
Someone put on a red.
yeah, he's gonna be a big player at nationals next year, for sure. Being 19 too, he's only just a junior, so he's. If you don't know, juniors is 19 to 23 years old, and then you go into the opens. Yeah, he's got a lot of years left in the junior, so he could probably snag some records if he sticks with powerlifting. He's he's a big talent.
He's a beast.
I think he's only had a powerlifting coach for the last 6 months as well. Yeah, he's an absolute
he's-
beast.
Very new to this.
But that's bench done, guys. We'll have another 20-minute break, and we'll be back with deadlifts. is deadlifts. I think I may have actually jumped the gun a little bit. Yeah, sorry guys, I definitely jumped the gun. We'll have to go back to the waiting screen. And we're actually on this time.
Very soon, less than 30 seconds away.
Less than 30 seconds.
We will be
1:35
opening Anastasia, yes, at Sky. Sky will be opening at 135
from Sky.
kilos.
135.
I'm guessing she pulls conventional. Oh,
135. And
actually.
the bar is loaded.
I talked a big game saying I knew half of them, but I actually forget.
Ah, I knew it.
I called conventional in my head, so I got it right. Jeez.
That was a very heavy opener.
That is a tough opener.
And it is a successful.
See, her coach isn't an amateur, so I'd say something's probably gone wrong.
Anastasia up next. Also,
Yeah.
But we do get time to change the openers before we start lifting. Here's Anastasia now for a 135 opener as well. Same weight class as Sky too. Now she's, I guess sort of on my head again. Yeah,
Very
smooth.
smooth.
Little soft on the shoulders there with the lockout. She might get called for that when it gets heavy.
we have Anna coming up next for 140 kilos.
Anna coming out for 140 kilos. Okay, let's do this one legit. I reckon conventional. I don't know this one.
Oh, I'd say sumo.
Yeah. Oh.
I knew it. I knew it.
In the Converse too, what a classic. Can't really see them on the stream. She's walking away a little stiff there too, maybe a bit sore in the back. The bar is staying at 140 for Catherine. Once again, the full purple, very colourful getup.
Beautiful combo.
Nice.
That was very nice.
Jumping up 5 kilos
45 kilos will
for
be
Will.
William. And for everybody else, Will's fans are doing just showing them off. Fires loaded.
Oh, I guess conventional, by the way.
Sure.
I suck at this game. I did it at Nationals too. Myself and Joe just completely forgot about it halfway through again. Wow. Nice and quick.
That was beautiful.
Next up will be Hannah. She'll be opening with 175
Sumo.
kilos.
Hannah,
Yep.
you already know, don't you?
Nope.
I'm going to go conventional then, just to be different. Opening on, as we've talked about before, a lovely number, 175, 3 reds and a collar. Nice big opener. No surprises there. I got you. I did get you. Conventional. Has her belt on backwards too.
Yeah, I
That's
was
a
looking
wild
at that
move.
before. I wonder how that feels. Wow.
We have Igor up next.
Very nice.
230 kilos.
Igor coming up for 230. Igor looks like he's having a lot of fun today too. He's not taking it too seriously. He's coming out smiles in the back. Oh, we didn't do the bloody guessing game.
That is quite a wide convention.
It is very wide. He smoked it regardless.
Yeah.
250 kilos in the bun for Nathaniel. Can we have that, please?
Very good for a local meet. No one so far has missed their openers in any of the lifts. You usually see at least one missing an opener. I missed my opener on squats for nationals as well. As I said, guys, I've made every mistake you could make.
The bar is loaded.
Nat coming out for 250. Very smooth.
And that was a good lift.
Bit of a shaky lockout, I'd say.
Yeah, for sure.
For the day, same weight of 250 kilos will be my 8.
Big AJ. Opening at 250 kilos, same weight. I think he's aiming for 270 today from memory, maybe around 280. I mean, his squat showed up massive. I think they were only trying to stay around 280, and his squat showed up so good.
Oh my.
Yep. Reckon his deadlift's going to be pretty close to his squat.
I'd say so, but that was really quick.
That was lightning. You don't usually see guys this big being this explosive.
I
He's
know.
so explosive with everything. We're down to 140 for Sky. She had that really, really rough opener. Hopefully that was a misgroove and she can pull out pull out a jump on her second attempt. We'll see how it goes. She's on my team. I've got to root for her to get it. But yeah, I'm not sure what happened on that opener. Come on, Sky. Very intense. Oh my word.
Wow.
Yes. So something must have gone wrong on her opener. She's
Yeah.
absolutely smashed that. That's what you want a second attempt to look like. If she's flipped them all around, her third attempt will move lightning fast.
Yeah.
I think they're going to make a 2.5 kilo jump, but based off that, I mean, she has probably another 5 kilos in it. But
I'd
yeah,
say so, yeah.
I don't know what happened with that opener. Anastasia coming out for 145. Nice wide sumo stance. In Vans. I love the Vans. I'm a Vans man myself. Once again, the shoulder's a little bit soft on the lockout. I think she'll get the 3 whites for that one, but want to be careful of that when the weight gets really heavy.
Yeah.
Catherine coming out for 147.5. Controlled descent on the deadlift too. I usually like to go completely limp and let the bar drag me to the floor.
Yeah, me too.
But some people like controlling it to the ground. Sometimes it's a habit. Sometimes it just keeps them locked in. Anna coming out for 150. Pretty big deadlift for a 69 as well. Nice clean get up. Just a black, white on black or a stormtrooper color scheme. Smooth.
That could have been an opener.
Absolutely. Moved about the same as our opener. I reckon they may as well just make the jump to 160.
Yeah, I'd say
Yeah,
so.
for sure. Will coming out for 160, making a 15 kilo jump from his opener. It's a good number. Hopefully he clips that belt up.
Oh.
I think he clips it up for it.
Yeah,
one
there
of
we go.
One of them ones. Smokes it. A bit slower at the lockout. Usually find that with conventional pullers too, where
Yeah.
it'll be so fast off the ground and that lockout is where it's going to start to slow down. With sumo pullers, generally speaking, if it's coming off the ground, it's most likely going to be locked out. Sumo pullers have that have it harder off the floor. Hannah coming out for a massive 185 for a second attempt. 10 kilo jump. This is a big deadlift for a woman at any weight, especially one of these middleweight lifters.
Bit of of a grinder for a second
Bit of
attempt.
a grinder, but the opener was quite slow too. Maybe she's just a slow deadlifter. Some people are like that.
Probably.
Sort of like the inverse of what we find with people like AJ, where they're just super explosive, but they seem to hit a wall a little sooner, where 5 kilos, a weight that moves super quick, if you add 5 kilos to it, it'll just stall. And there's people that can just lift slow and heavy and can just grind through weights. And I think Hannah's one of those lifters. Eagle coming out for 245. Such a wide conventional
I
lifter.
know.
But if it works for him, it works. And it looks like it's working.
Very nice lift there. Nathaniel will be up next. 260 kilos.
Nat coming out for 260.
Bars loaded. Bars loaded.
A little bit slower on the lockout, but not too bad.
Yeah.
I think he can probably grind out that lockout. So I think they might make a...
AJ
If I had to guess, they'll make a 5 kilo jump to his third.
I was just thinking that.
AJ. 270 kilos.
He's got so much aura.
19 years old, first comp, super heavyweight. He's such a big
Bar
boy.
is loaded. Let's go, AJ.
You can hear him make a noise in the back there. Very aggressive. Look at his bloody quads. My word.
And that is
Very quick second attempt.
So smooth.
good lift.
Had to be a good lift.
Load the red.
Yeah, give him 5 reds. There we go. This will be the final lifts of the whole comp. It's been a lovely comp so far.
Yeah.
A lot of successful lifts.
It's gone by very quick as well.
Yeah, powerlifting comps usually always take longer than you think they will, but Dave, old mate there in the APA shirt, runs a good comp, and it's moving so smooth. He's going to clean the bar now.
He's locked in.
Yeah. Yeah, they like to clean the bar after a lot of chalk gets in it, because once the chalk fills up that knurling, it can actually make it really hard to hold on to.
And the bar is loaded.
I thought they were doing that just to keep it pretty.
No. Hopefully Sky makes this. They made a 10 kilo jump. I hope she gets it.
Me too.
No chalk on the hands, just grip and rip. Come on. Wow.
She's got it.
I mean, based off her opener, you wouldn't have thought she had another 15 in the tank, hey?
Yeah.
She's destroyed that.
Okay,
And it's a good lift. Wow. Very, very good effort from Sky. Anastasia coming out for 150 kilos as well. We'll see what she's got. Cleaning the bar between attempts. Keeping it fresh for everyone's third attempt. Give them the best chance of holding on to it.
and the bar is loaded.
Bar is loaded for Anastasia. This is her second comp. Her first comp was here as well at Perth Cup in October.
I had no idea this was only a second.
Yeah.
And the rest say 2 white lights, that's a good lift.
2 white lights. I'm assuming that one red was on lockout.
Yeah.
But 2 to 1, you only need 2 for it to count.
52.5 kilos.
And we don't have a pesky jury here to overturn lifts. Anastasia also grips the bar very narrow. She's often knurling completely on the smooth part of the bar.
I do that as well.
You do that? Yeah, I mean, these are both quite narrow.
Yeah.
Catherine coming out for 152.5. Bit of a misgroove. I don't know if you could see it on the live stream, but the bar did drift out in front of her shins, which when you're deadlifting, you want that bar against your legs at all times. If it drifts out in front of you, you become more like a crane and all of the leverage sort of disappears. I am also notorious for this mistake.
As you said before, you've made every mistake.
All the
there is.
mistakes. All the mistakes. I probably still will. But yeah, once that bar drifts out in front of you, it's very hard to get it back. And you can't make a second attempt. You don't get to reattempt a deadlift, even if it doesn't break the floor.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. But based off her second, I reckon she had that. Just, yeah, a bit of a misgroove.
Yeah.
It happens.
And the bar is loaded. Let's go.
Anna coming out for 160, making 10 kilo jumps in all of her lifts. Nice even numbers.
Very quick for a third.
Super smooth. Lovely third attempt.
Moving on, we have Will for his final deadlift. 177.5 kilos coming through now.
We have Will coming out for 177.5. Made a 15 kilo jump and then a 12 kilo jump, 12 and a half. Oh, hang on. No, we didn't. Made a 15 and then a 17 kilo jump.
Interesting.
Must have felt good on his second attempt. Can't quite remember how it moved.
Referees say 3 white lights.
And 3 white lights. That was a good attempt, actually.
I'd say that was a perfect third.
Hannah. Ooh, just changed her attempt from 187.5 to 190.
Wow.
That puts her just shy of top 10 in the country on deadlift. Such an elite lifter, Hannah. Nice to have some elite lifters here at a local comp.
It's not loaded yet. You may change the third attempt. But only a certain number of times. I think it's twice. I could be wrong. And the bar is loaded.
And the bar is loaded for Hannah, our biggest women's deadlifter of the day. Stalking the bar a little, making sure it knows it should be scared. Backwards belt. I can't understand the backwards belt, but it must work for her. She is an elite deadlifter.
I think I just might try that this afternoon.
It's a limit lift if she gets it. Wow.
Oh
Wow.
my.
I think she got that. What a grind.
Wow.
We'd love to see it. It was slow. I don't think she hitched it. And it is a successful lift, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, she did so well to hold that together for the lockout. That was a tough deadlift. But yeah, she's elite. She knows what she had on the
Yeah.
day, and she fought for it.
That was very impressive.
Igor coming out for 252.5. It's a big deadlift.
And the bar is loaded.
And the bar is loaded for Igor. Looks like he's been having a fun day. Got probably the thinnest deadlift shoes I've ever seen.
I know.
They're like socks. Didn't have it today.
He
That's
had
all good.
that on his squat as well, which was impressive in some way.
Did he squat in his thin deadlift shoes?
Yep.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you don't see that very often. Usually see people squatting in flats like Vans or Converse and or heels, which is like an Olympic lifters use heels a lot. It can make it easier to hit depth on squats and yeah. It ruined my squat. I switched to heels for a block and it destroyed my squat progress. Hey, it was
I was
horrible.
thinking about switching to them, but now that you say that,
Okay, the bar is loaded.
Bar is loaded for Nathaniel, 265. On Team Adaptive as well. Didn't quite have it. That's all right.
he was very close.
Hitting the smelling salts too. He was. Have you tried smelling salts?
I love them.
Oh man, I haven't tried them yet. I'm scared.
Oh, they're heaven.
AJ will be attempting 280 kilos.
Yeah, AJ's going for a 280. Big deadlift. He's staring at the bar. He's stalking it.
I reckon the bar's a little bit scared.
He's so broad. He's such a big boy. I can't get over it. I don't think he needs the smelling salts. I think he can get there himself,
Yeah.
for sure. Just lost it on the lockout. Bit of downward movement. Oh, it looks like he might have hurt himself. Last lift of the day. It was a good attempt.
He's quite scary.
We also want to thank our tech desk for hanging around. We
what an awesome comp. I want to thank the spotters, the head refs, Dave for running the comp. We have Josh DeCool, one of our elite lifters here, running the camera.
Us for our spectacular commentating.
How good. Yeah, well, we'll see. Anyway, we'll